button. Should be on the bottom left, I think. Any luck so far? Should be a join audio button. Nothing yet. Let me check the group chat. No, nothing there. If needed, I can give you a number to call in, but the audio is usually best if you click that join audio button.
Okay, all set.
There we go. Very good. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And you can see me, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm excited to finally meet you. It looks like we got a lot of friends in common. You know, Danny Vega, you know, Kurt, you know, all these. Is this like part of your crew, or is this part of your Facebook ads journey?
You know, I just I went along and added people. A lot of them I don't know, but it gave me a chance to meet a lot of people and see what they're doing. So
Gotcha.
I know quite a few, but I really can't say I know all of them.
Okay, understood. Usually the way that these calls work is I ask you like a series of questions to kind of better understand like the challenge you've had with your marketing, what you're trying to accomplish, things like that. No different than you would treat a patient. Once we figure out that I can beat those numbers, I show you what I do. At this presentation usually takes like 30 minutes or so. And the end result is you've got a pretty cool opportunity to grow your business, assuming all the numbers line up. Does that sound like a good game plan?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. As of right now, how many leads per month are you currently getting from your online marketing? So I think like Facebook, AdWords, throw in the yellow pages if you feel like, things like that.
Yeah, most of my leads come in through Yelp. We have good reviews online. I've done a couple Facebook campaigns in the past. Had like a 3 to 4 times return on what we did.
Cool.
And what I found is we do a campaign, and the initial campaign was pretty good, and then the next month was like a break even, like it died. And then I did that again, and then now I'm currently through Inception websites. They have a program. So last month they started. It was pretty good. The cost was good because since I'm already paying for their website, they are doing some Facebook marketing, like a $600 ad spend for Facebook, and I think $450 a month for them. So just got started with that. We had 3 leads that were pretty good, but it was more of a break even on that. So all 3 said they were going to sign up for 6 months care. They went home, talked to their spouses, and we haven't seen them again. So
and then they didn't.
Yeah.
All right. So is that all the marketing avenues and channels, like you're doing almost all Yelp and then sometimes Facebook ads, or is there's a couple other things?
Yelp is I'm just paying I think it's $45 or $75 a month, and it's blocking other chiropractors from putting ads on there. So
this is probably your best bang for your buck right here, right?
So, yeah, I guess the 2 Facebook campaigns before were pretty good. It did boost things up, but it wasn't sustainable. So they kind of got me going, and then I felt like they were just wanting to sign up more people, and I had to be the squeaky wheel to get it going again. So I just got tired of that.
With those 2 to 3 campaigns, was the problem with the leads? Was the problem with the conversions, or was the problem with the total number of sales, like the dollar figure attached to them?
We did good with the sales on the first one, and then the leads were pretty weak. So it was like a numbers game. We got some, out of them, we did get a couple people, and they're still coming in for care. So that we're still getting a return on that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Of those leads that came in with those 2 to 3 Facebook campaigns, was it like 50% conversion? Was it like 5%? Could you not get somebody on the phone? Like how many of those leads turned into customers that you would say are good quality, paying you enough to keep the margin going?
Yeah, this would be a guess on my part. I don't have the numbers, but I would say out of 20 people, we probably had 5 that are still patients here and went through some sort of program.
Gotcha. So that number's not good enough then, right? This 5, this needs to be higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many leads do you think you're going to get in your next month of, say, Facebook ads or Yelp? Like, what are you thinking you're going to get in total number of leads across, like all your online marketing next month?
Usually, I would say, it varies. Our best month, we had 20 new patients, and our worst month would probably be like 4 or 5.
Gotcha.
So it's a range. And it seems to be, sometimes seasonal. Like I know, like January is always a good month for us. February was average. March can be pretty good, and when people start to get their tax returns back, seem to be a good time, like spring.
Gotcha.
And then June, it seems like kids are getting out of school, vacations are happening. So there is sort of a trend I can see.
Are you doing any, I guess you could say, like retargeting or customer reignition campaigns? If somebody hasn't been in 3 months, do you have like a series of steps that like your marketing team goes through or your marketers go through to like reignite a customer, or not really?
Not really. We do have our scheduling system's pretty good. We use GenBooks, and it sends reminders, texts, emails, and it asks for reviews. So we've gotten probably 70 or 80 good reviews just on GenBooks alone. So
cool.
That kind of keeps our regular established patients in the game. They always
Awesome.
seem to be getting a reminder.
Yeah, for some reason, like I've gone to a chiropractor once a week, every week for like 5 years. I still have to be reminded Friday at 3:30. Like that's just how your brain works. We call it fighting for fourth. But how fast are we talking when we think about like responding customer inquiries? We're talking like same day, 5 minutes, next day, 24 hours. What are we thinking?
Yeah, we've tried in this last campaign that we did. We only set the marketing during our office hours, which are only 18 hours a week. So as soon as the lead came in, my office manager would send them a text message right away, and the response rate was pretty good with that. In the past, I think the marketing just ran all the time, and then the response rate wasn't as good. So that about half the leads that booked, we would get some sort of response.
Okay, cool. What I want to share with you right now is that as part of your program, if you decide to run the program with us, we automatically handle that as part of what we do for you. So like I'm engaging with the clients and customers, whether it's like 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., it's a series of automations. So your front desk doesn't have to be like, so you don't have to be restricted to only office hours. You're restricted to phone calls during your office hours. I think that's higher up on the food chain and is like more important to deal with. So if something you're interested in, great. I call it sneaky surveys, by the way, but we can talk about that another time. How many dollars does your average customer spend with you? Is that like for 3 months, a whole year? Like what's your dream customer? They come in twice a week, every week and spend $60 a week, or how does that work?
Yeah, I have ranges all over the place. But a lot of different people want different things. So there might be someone that wants to come in per visit. We'll do that. We have packages of 12 visits, 24 visits. We also have a 6-month corrective care program. We have a wellness program as well. So we kind of have a mixture of a lot of different things. So we're not just leaving some people out. And that seems to work pretty
cool. Do you know the average dollars that your average customer spends with you? Like, I know that when I get somebody in the door, they're going to stay an average of 4 months. They're going to spend an average of $4,000, or is this just really like across the board, and we're not really sure?
Yeah, it's so it ranges from $600 to $2,100 per case.
To $2,100. Help me understand your target customer. Specific stereotypes, what they watch on Netflix. When you're talking office shop talk in the 5 minutes before you adjust them, like, are they over the age of 60? Are they 18-year-olds with broken backs? Like, what is your target customer?
Yeah, we have it seems like the stay-at-home moms are a good group, and a lot of times their kids are getting adjusted as well. Retired people we have coming in. although we're not set up with Medicare, had an issue with doing all their paperwork, so we kind of just let that Medicare go to the side.
That's becoming more and more common, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
I'm
you're
pretty
just
much
saying,
a cash practice, really.
perfect, perfect. Those stay-at-home moms, are those recent stay-at-home moms? Are they in their mid-30s, early 40s? Do they have kids that are like 10, 20, 50? Like, what is
Yes.
like that?
Yeah, it seems like 30 to 40 years old. We get a lot of people and we have a lot of people in the area that like to work out. So quite a few of my patients work out at a gym nearby.
Nice. All right. Nearby gym.
We do
Um,
our area. As far as our location goes, we're listed as the city of Concord, which is a pretty large city, and we're next to a smaller town named Clayton, and so there's some higher incomes, and it's kind of a richer area, the Clayton area, with golf courses and things like that. Nice big mountain nearby.
yeah.
So, and then over the hill in Pittsburgh, we have a real low income area. So sometimes the marketing, we were getting people driving in from these low income areas wanting to pay a real short, small fee, and really wasn't a good fit for them. Some of those people worked out, but it seems like within our radius, there's a huge range of different incomes.
Has anyone done income-based targeting for you, or zip code, or like radius, or things like that? Or did you just like target everybody and figure it out the first couple months?
Yeah, I've seen the first guy, he might be, I don't know if you know him or not. He seemed to go for females when targeted certain age groups, and then he would do two like ads, and then he'd compare which one worked better, and then we'd go with the one that worked better.
Gotcha. How many customers do you need to keep your business growing? So like I'm talking net new customers. And how do you get those new customers? Is it by marketing? Is it by referrals? Is it like what's working for you right now to keep your numbers moving up?
Yeah, our location's pretty good. We have a sandwich board out front, and there's about 30,000 cars a day drive by. So people will see that, and then they think they'll look us up online, and then they'll call. So I think my regular patients, I don't know if they tend to really refer a lot. I think maybe the cost can kind of, because a lot of them will pay $2,000, $1,500, and so I think the downside of that is sometimes they think they refer someone else in, they're going to need to pay $1,500, $2,000 as well. So that's the only thing after doing this for 16 years that I can see.
So is a referral program a possibility, or we've tried it and it just hasn't worked out?
Yeah, I haven't really put a lot of effort into it, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So the reason why I ask is because what I'm kind of understanding is we've done Facebook ads before, and it either attracted people who didn't pick up the phone or they didn't stick around. And there's 3 or 4 things that I do specifically to keep those numbers up and running. To just kind of like, keep everything in the fresh. I got 5 more questions, and then I'm going to launch into this presentation right here and show you what I do.
Okay.
But first, tell me, what type of marketing have you done in the past? What works? What hasn't? What have you hated? What have you loved? Things like that.
Okay. Well, like I said, I've been in practice 16 years. I had a practice that right out of school, I bought one that was 28 years old. So at that time, around 2002, spinal screenings seemed to be our best way of meeting people and getting appointments. That was very time consuming, and I honestly don't like doing all that stuff. So I stopped doing spinal screenings 3 or 4 years ago. But when I opened the office that I am now, I started on a shoestring budget. We did do a spinal screening, and we got 30 families that signed up for care in 1 week. And so we got our office visits up to about 160 visits a week at that time. So I don't really like doing spinal screenings. I'd rather use that same money and put it online.
Gotcha. When you say 160 visits a week, is that in total, or that was just from the spinal screenings?
Yeah, we went from 0 to 160 within 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, nice. So, okay, very cool.
I've never done anything like that since. The first Facebook marketing campaign. We did get a lot of people through the door, but it was, you know, it was a good return. So we got like a 3-to-1 return on it. So we've done that twice, but we've had to switch from one marketer to the next because they seem to move on to wanting us to sign up 100 people.
Gotcha. So one of the reasons, help me understand why you kept having to switch marketers. Is it because the marketer wasn't responding, or was it a campaign not performing, or was it you just getting too many leads and not enough real customers?
What would happen is the initial ad would be great, and then the following month I'd make the payment again, and then the response was horrible. So it's like
Gotcha.
it was like
so what I yeah, so what I found when I worked at Intel and Ericsson, and now when I run my own shop, is that Facebook ad offers have a lifetime value of about 6 weeks. That means you have an offer that you run for about 6 weeks, great, but you have to have a second one lined up for when that offer begins to drop off. You have to have something else coming up. And then after about 3 to 4 times, you can rotate, kind of like seasons and things like that. And if you aren't having your first and second offer ready to go, you get that drop, you don't know what to do, and then you just end up switching marketers. What's been your best performing marketing, and how much are you spending right now? So has Yelp been the best? Were Facebook ads that best? Was it the sandwich board that was the best? Things like that.
You know, I've tried 3 different campaigns with Yelp. They all really weren't worth it. Just using the free part, again, being on there has been good. I would say the Facebook has probably been the best, but it was for a small period of time. And then the sandwich board, you know, it's out there, and I think it does people make them look online and go to Yelp. So I think it.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of times people are going, yeah, I've been staring at your sign for about a year, and I figured I'd come in, that kind of thing.
And you're like, why didn't you just come in the first time? But whatever. Yeah. What other marketing programs have you tried, and what's your frustrations with them? So, like, I know the Facebook ads program dropped. Was the drop their frustration, or was it the fact that the customers didn't spend enough money to keep you excited and motivated?
I'd say there weren't enough people coming in on the second run, and it wasn't worth the, you know, I was paying $1,500 plus Facebook, another 500 or more. So it wasn't worth the $2,000 to just break even. That, you know, that I'm just working for free at that point.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. I did do a long time ago. I did metro marketing, and it was cold calling. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but that was $5,000, and that didn't work out either.
They got $5,000 and didn't.
They promised 50 leads, I guess. It was averaging about $100 a lead.
100 leads is too high by a lot. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do right now, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm on my iPad now, so I can draw on it if I need to. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the hood and show you how I get leads, dollars, sales, ROI for my current clients and customers. It's like the 7 steps to high performing digital marketing campaign. The same campaign I was trained at Intel and Ericsson and WashU and St. Louis, University of Chicago. This is like the secrets to billion-dollar companies, how they keep getting more and more money. Except now with the democratization of technology and Facebook, it's now easy as snot for anybody to run. At the end of this, I'm going to show you the proposal, ask you to buy, and you can decide to either run to a digital marketing shop to go do this or keep it with us. Either way, I want this to be a learning session from you, because the end result is you just need more sales and leads and walk-ins. And that's kind of the goal, to kind of pop the hood and show you how this is supposed to work. And we'll both learn from each other. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, I can take a look and see what you got. As I told Danny, I'm getting ready to go on vacation to Cabo. So if I did anything, it would be when I got back after spring break.
Gotcha. After spring break. Good stuff. So my approach with digital marketing, and this is going to sound strange, but I have a weightlifting background. That's how I got into chiropractic care in the first place. You deadlift wrong once and you're a lifetime customer. And the way it works at the gym is you can spend 2 hours a day at the gym, do all the great exercises, do everything right, but then have a bunch of nachos and you've undone all that gym work. It's the same way with Facebook ads. What you do outside of your Facebook ad matters just as much as the Facebook ad itself. This is one part of the 7 steps to a high-performing digital marketing campaign, the kind that gets you the leads, sales, results, ROI that you want. Now, I don't mean in terms of just the first month, but the second, third, and fourth month. My customers stay with me on average 7.5 months, and there are 5 people that have stayed with me since day one, and they are now paying a consistently and higher rate because they keep getting higher and higher ROI. And that's because we employ these 7 steps to a high-performing digital marketing campaign. I'm going to go through each of those 7 steps, and I'm going to show you how this works and ultimately how you can get that ROI. The first step is customer research, but I'm going to skip that and go straight to the Facebook ad itself. I've seen the Facebook ad that you ran before. I think it was a $21 offer, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, something along those lines. I saw it on your page itself. That ad itself, that template and structure follows about 3 of the 7 steps, or 3 of the 7 psychological steps to a Facebook ad that gets you results. You had a team photo. Cool. You had featured and flawed human beings. Cool. But you didn't have an attention-getting, click-worthy, act-now offer that's worth breaking a habit over. The $21 standard offer is pretty standard across the board. I think you and all of your competition are using it. So we have to create an attention-getting, click-worthy, act-now offer that's worth breaking a habit over. And we have to tie it into customer research. Here's what's interesting. Once you uncover your potential current and target customers' needs, wants, fears, and goals, they will pay you money, pick up the phone and call you, and walk in the same day. Your Facebook ad has to hit those interesting points and those psychological steps. You are about 75% of the way there with the Facebook ad that you ran, but you didn't run customer research. So before I take on any client or customer, before I even build out a Facebook ad, I do real-life customer research. I figure out your potential current target customers' needs, wants, fears, goals, and concerns. We also figure out what they hate and what they've tried. Here's what's really cool. If we hit 30 customers filling out this form, we have a statistically significant campaign event, and your campaign will perform for the long term. If you don't run this customer research, you are essentially shooting in the dark, hoping something works, and it kind of clues into why your campaign bombs after the first month, and then things keep dropping down. Does this make sense so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I'm going to show you the type of results that we get from our customer research. What we do is we put an actual research ad on your Facebook page. We use the Facebook ads targeting to target your current customers, your future customers, your past customers as well, and get their thoughts and opinions. We end up with this really big table right here. This is real life customer research that I did for a bike shop in Coconut Grove, Miami. They sell bikes between $8,000 for just the bike and 20 grand for the whole package. What's interesting is the reason why somebody would not buy a bike is specifically because they're afraid of getting hit by a car. They're afraid of bike shops ripping them off, and they're tired of bike shops that don't have the part they want. So guess what? Our ad starts out with, hey, Miami cyclists, sick and tired of being worried about hit by a car, sick and tired of bike shops charging too much, and sick and tired of bike shops not having what you want. We didn't make up those ads. Our potential customers did. This campaign that we've been running with, and they've gotten hundreds of leads. In February alone, they got 70 plus. They're consistently getting people walking in, spending $20,000 on a bike package, 4 people actually walking in, and it's all powered because we ran customer research. So if we decide to do business together, the first thing I do is not a Facebook ad. The first thing I do is real life customer research. Have your other Facebook marketers done customer research, targeting your current, future, fast customers, things like that?
Yeah, I have no idea what, I just saw the ad on Facebook like you did. So
Gotcha.
I wouldn't know. If they were doing it, they probably would have told me, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Very often, this customer research is worth our fee alone, simply because it uncovers business blind spots. It reignites old customers, and you uncover new products and services and the right way to name those products and services, because people are telling you their problems. and showing you how you can solve them. It's pretty powerful stuff. We then use that information to create a Facebook ad that resonates with those audiences. So what we can literally do is target the people in Clayton, you mentioned, that tends to be wealthier, tends to be more well off, run customer research just in that area, uncover the rich people problems, how they describe those problems, and then create a Facebook ad that solves that problem, incentivizing them to walk into your office. I use that structure and that template to consistently perform higher than my peers for the long term and get people to walk in and spend money, simply because I do customer research and use that to create a Facebook ad. But these other things you'll probably know. Targeting, like you mentioned, I bet this guy was only targeting here, right?
Yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
It probably made a lot of sense. But we do split testing and age and gender testing. So we're going to use big numbers. Let's just say you gave me $1 million, right? We have a big number. I'm literally going to be taking $1,000 and showing your ad only to men 18 to 29, then $1,000 to women 18 to 29, then $1,000 men 30 to 39, $1,000 women to 30 to 39. I'll bet your previous Facebook marketers have done this or used something off the shelf. What's interesting is every market is unique and local depending upon how people talk, their age demographics and things like that. It's totally possible, by the way, that because they only targeted women 30 to 39, they avoided really, really rich men who needed that one extra push from their wives to go solve that aching back problem that we've identified in the customer research, showed them a Facebook ad, and made sure the right person saw it. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, it makes good sense.
You know about landing pages, right? Like ClickFunnels, things like that, that your landing page has to look like the ad itself, that you need heat map testing and A/B testing so you know what people are clicking on, you know how they're interacting with it. You also know that you need a chat box that goes directly to a text message app that forwards to somebody's phone, because most people like skipping the line, and this is the best and easiest way to do it. I found by installing a chat box, we can increase conversions by 15 to 20%. And it's sometimes so successful, my clients ask me to not use it because they can't deal with all the questions, which I think is a good problem to have. Once we have somebody's name, number, and email, they're considered a customer opportunity. Before then, doesn't count. Now we have a customer opportunity, and now certain steps kick in, such as a thank you page. You have to give somebody an incentive and a reason to actually go into your office. I wish the deal or the offer was enough, but if I'm willing to give $1 or $2 to get somebody to spend, up to $2,100, I'm willing to do that. So we also create a thank you offer that gets fence sitters into your office. And we have a big, beautiful call now button that goes not to your line, but first to a phone call recording service like CallRail, and then to your front desk so that we can audit and review those phone calls. Here's what's interesting. When all this stuff lines up correctly, when we've uncovered your target, current, past, future potential customers and discover their needs, wants, fears, and goals, when we create a Facebook ad that resonates with those problems and provides a solution, when we target correctly and have a landing page that looks like the ad, I've seen this button clicked 100 times a month. That's a number that makes you excited, right?
Yeah, that's good. How many chiropractors? It seems like you work with all kinds of different businesses. How
Correct.
much experience do you have marketing for chiropractors?
I've done 5 chiropractor campaigns, and historically, chiropractors are my least performing customers. The reason why is because something called a value ladder, and I'll show you right here. So with the concept of the value ladder, you bring somebody in, let's just say like a $49 whatever. You need to have other things to upsell. So like the $600 wellness package or the $2,100, I'm not sure what.
Corrective care program.
Correct. Perfect. You know the term, right? So what I found historically is that chiropractors will look at this number and say, this sucker isn't working. There's no ROI and it's not worth it. And I go, okay, well, do you want to wait till month 2 for all this stuff to kick in? And they go, no. Then the leads magically disappear because there's no follow-up and they don't get an opportunity to be upsold to 600. And then there's so few people there that nobody buys the $2,100 thing. I found as a category, and this is going to sound messed up, but this is based upon the 5 chiropractors that I've serviced. They aren't good at moving this $49 customer up the value ladder. But car washes are, bike shops are, private schools are, and carpet cleaners are. Those are my other performing customers, and I will share the customer research to back up as well as the leads and some testimonials. But this is why historically chiropractors have not been successful with Facebook ads, because of this program right here. But you mentioned that this isn't a problem for you, right? You've got your value ladder, right?
Yeah, we when they're in the door, when someone comes through the door, I'm going to lowball it and say 1 out of 4 are going to follow what we say.
Do you mean in terms of moving up the value ladder, or?
Yeah, they'll do something. You know, they'll be somewhere between 600 and 2100, and
okay.
And like I said, I'm still getting paid on my first Facebook ad because they turn into wellness members and they're paying a couple $100 a month for maintenance care.
Gotcha. Well, let's figure this out right now. So out of, let's just say 100 customers that come in the door, how many end up turning into a $2,100 package?
Let's just keep it real and just say 20%.
Okay. So out of the 100, we got 20 over here. How long does it take to move somebody from the $49 side to the $2,100 side? 3 months?
Well, what we do, the offer that we've had before covers their first 3 visits in the office. So first day we'll meet them, we'll gather information, we'll send them out for x-rays, which they pay for on their own. They come back, so they got some skin in the game at this point. Sorry about the phone. I'm going to turn it off.
No, it's fine.
And so by the time they come back and there's a treatment involved, I would say within a week, they're going from the 49 to making some sort of decision whether they're going to do corrective care, come in, hit or miss, or do a package of deals that are 12 for like $600.
So keep that number in mind, that 1 week turnaround time, or the 1 week time frame, because I'm going to provide something super cool for you, and it's called a soap opera sequence. But let's go back to the thank you page. I've seen this button, call now, clicked over 100 times a month. We monitor the phone calls. We work with you to create a thank you offer, low volume, low cost, high value. Sometimes that's a PDF. Sometimes that's a bring a friend. Sometimes that's a no wait guarantee. It all depends upon how this customer research turns out. We create a thank you offer that matches up. Then there's the notifications. Every time you get a customer opportunity, we send a series of notifications out to everybody. We send one to you, the client. I got one on my cell phone. We update the automatic updating customer database. You get an email, and we send a notification to the customer, and it's a customer opportunity. What we found is that this keeps everybody honest and works great with our bi-weekly strategy sessions. So every 2 weeks, we meet for 30 minutes to review the leads, upcoming work, and how we're going to move those numbers up and up, as well as competitor research, as well as buying trigger research, as well as new offers to keep people coming in the door, and how I can get those customer opportunities buying your upsells. Here's what's interesting. Most people send a notification to the customer opportunity saying, hey, thanks for opting in. Please call and schedule your appointment, which sounds normal and fine, but is not exciting or motivating. So instead of sending that normal text message that says call to schedule, I send a text as if it's from your phone. Secretly not, it's from a number that you and I share, but it literally goes out like this 5 minutes after somebody opts in. Hey, my name is Jeff. Thanks for calling. Look out for a phone call or text from Sharon. She'll get you set up and taken care of. PS, here's your voucher. When we send a text like that, what we found is the number of phone calls that get picked up go up, the number of conversions increase, and people actually engage with that text message as if it was you. So on the off chance that somebody doesn't get in touch by the phone, they actually respond to the text saying, hey, can you call me later? So instead of like having to play this weird game of phone tag, you just call them at the time they requested. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
And what's even cooler is we do something called the sneaky survey. But 14 days after, we send them a follow-up text. We say, hey, Alex, it's Jeff again with Cone Chiropractic. How was your experience? Did you get your voucher? Did Sharon get in touch? And what we found is that people somehow fall out. They messed up. They didn't pick up the phone. And then on your records, it was marked as a do not call, didn't pick up, etc. But the sneaky survey reactivates old customers. And what we found time and time again is half that leads that we actually generate for you, half the walk-ins that we generate for you, and half the dollars is from the sneaky survey. Because people respond saying, oh, I totally forgot. Can I come in earlier today? And they said, sure thing. Can I have the front desk call you? Call, schedule, walk in the same day. The sneaky survey is what helps define my campaigns, make them perform better than everybody else. Make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
And here's the exciting part. Every business has a cool story, just like, I mean, this is the analogy I use that isn't like great, but you've heard of Kim Kardashian, right?
Yeah.
What does Kim Kardashian sell? Nobody knows. Like some people say it's her butt. Some people say it's her jewelry line or her app, or like sex sells. Nobody really knows. Like I'm trying to figure out how exactly somebody pays Kim Kardashian money. Everybody's heard of her, but nobody's writing her a check. And that's because more people are interested in a soap opera sequence of a life than they are about people's products that they sell. They get excited about the person first, buy their stuff second. So we create a 5-day soap opera sequence for you. We literally put you on the phone with our chief storyteller. You spend 25 minutes going over the story, the founding, what makes you unique, what makes your story perfect. Here's what's cool. The bike shop that I mentioned earlier. Nobody knows that he literally fled South America, snuck into an MBA program in Spain, and resettled in Miami to build a business his father stuck in Venezuela would be proud of. Nobody knew that story. And now 500 people do. And within the first 2 weeks and $2,000, he got more people coming in and asking about a story and buying than 10 months and 40 grand he spent with somebody else. The soap opera sequence serves as an automatic follow-up that fits within your 5-day or 1-week turnaround. It's a person-focused story with emails worth reading. It's never, here's your voucher. It's always, here's my story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. What we found, and we've run the analytics, is the soap opera sequence pushes our results up 15 to 20% because people get caught in the soap opera sequence. I can look up the analytics. I've seen people read them all the way through and then dial the tracking number. If we aren't doing an automatic follow-up with a story that's worth reading, we're literally leaving leads on the table. Like I mentioned before, we do sneaky surveys. We automatically check in with each customer opportunity 2 weeks down the line to make sure the front desk followed up, give them a reason to say, oh, sorry, I forgot, and then reignite that customer. We also do retargeting, which you're probably familiar with, that automatically reminds every single customer opportunity to call and schedule, as well as remind every single current customer to come back and buy again. I'm sure you've got somebody's name, number, and email. Why aren't they seeing your ad once every 2 weeks to remind them to come back? And I'm sure you've got a list of old customers that could just be reignited with 1 or 2 text messages or 1 or 2 Facebook ads. Do you think that's true?
Yeah. So one of the guys, he wanted my email list that I had of patients. So I gave it to him, and he was sending out some sort of offer to them. So was it along those lines?
Yeah, it's along those lines. But what's interesting, it's not just the offer, but it's the upsells as well. So you can literally build out your retargeting to where if a customer has walked in the door, we can upsell your upsell. Be sure to ask about blank. Are you having problems with Y? What about X? Be sure to ask the staff about this thing. We're baking in your upsell process. So when somebody walks in, they say, now I've been seeing your Facebook ad about this thing. Can you tell me about it? And then that's when you go, yes, Jeff has earned his keep. We also do custom audiences and lookalikes, targeting your old customers with a new offer and have Facebook find people just like them. This is standard off-the-shelf digital marketing stuff. You've probably had this already done to you, but we're going to incorporate it anyway. We also include a high converting sales script. So it keeps your front desk on message and increases the conversions from phone call to appointment and walk in. What I have found is that when we don't have a sales script, We don't have a sales script that ties into the offer, the landing page, and thank you page with the customer research. Conversions drop. Introducing new information doesn't get somebody excited about coming in. They're just calling to confirm an appointment or make sure you're not crazy. It's literally one of those two. So when you use my high converting sales script, you find more and more people walking your door after scheduling an appointment. I also include competitive research and buying triggers. This is month 2 and month 3. It's important to know what other people are doing in your industry. And I literally hire somebody in an MBA school to do competitive research on you. Define what's working in chiropractors within your serviceable zone, within 20, 30 miles and comparable areas. So I'm presenting you what's going on this month, new offers that we're running and new things that we're trying so that I can beat that natural drop off and introduce a new offer that works. We also run buying trigger research. You probably have 1,000 people that have exchanged money with you by buying a service and giving you dollars. But we're never really sure exactly why they bought. We've never asked them for a testimonial or even ask for a referral explicitly and obviously and through an email. So I do that. It ends up looking just like this. And then we know for sure why somebody bought. And then we introduce that into a new Facebook ad and move those numbers up. I also audit your phone calls, review them, and make sure everything is up and running. I literally review any and all phone calls that we generate for you. We check in for areas of improvement, and I send them to you for double check. This is all tied into our bi-weekly strategy session. We have a Zoom call just like this. Every 2 weeks, we meet for 30 minutes. We review the automatic updating customer database, upcoming work and changes that need to be done. I gain no advantage by keeping you in the dark and hoping you pay your invoice. You literally have me with your arms around my neck, keeping me in line because I'm a month to month and no long-term agreement. I don't even have a contract. I have a proposal, and I know that I have to earn your business every single day. Does this program make sense?
It makes sense. It's twice the price that I'm used to, but I can see you're doing a lot more.
The customer research uncovers business blind spots. This is new. I don't think you've ever done this. You've done Facebook ads, but they probably haven't tied into customer research, nor did you use offers that you make enough money on. Yes, you're doing targeting, but you weren't running targeting. It was pre-existing targeting that was kind of off the shelf. Great, fine, perfect. I guess it worked, but it didn't work long enough. Landing page, thank you page, text notifications, including a sneaky survey, and the soap opera sequence. Because this work is yours, the soap opera sequence is yours. If you have ClickFunnels, I will share the landing page and thank you page to you. The thank you page, sorry, the Facebook ad, you get a copy, and the customer research is sent to you. So this isn't a thing where I get to like keep it. I'm just servicing your marketing program. Do you think this could drive the dollars in the way you want?
Yeah, it's a pretty big investment, and it looks like it needs to be at least 2 months long.
If you don't get at least 30 customer opportunities within 1 month from the day you sign, I pay your next month's bill for you.
Okay.
Yep. So it's not this weird scenario of like, I just turn on and call you 29 days later asking for another invoice. I literally stare at the screen, making sure you get at least one customer opportunity every single day on average, 30 a month. Or I pay your next month's bill, which I don't like doing.
Do you think, my office hours, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon. With my schedule, do you think that would be a problem?
So what I've learned is that the vast majority of businesses are fighting for 4th place. Kids, family, mortgage, that's top 3. Then if you're lucky, you get 4th. And what I found is that the best businesses that make an F ton of money with programs like this are the ones that are most responsive to their future target customers' hours, which kind of throws a wrench into what exactly you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's totally possible that when I'm running this sneaky survey, and it happens all the time, that somebody says, hey, I wanted to buy your X dollar wellness program, but you guys just aren't open when I'm out for lunch. And then you and I have to have a strong conversation where I'm saying you would have made an extra $20,000 in the past 2 months if you're open Friday at lunchtime, if you're open Sunday between 10 and 2, if your Wednesday shifted down an hour. Because ultimately businesses survive when they found customers to pay them. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, because normally I'm here 9 to noon, 3 to 6, and one of the objections I get is, well, I'm at work, I can't come in. And a lot of the area that I am at, people are commuting to San Francisco and Oakland, and the traffic's horrible. So getting here by 6 o'clock is sometimes almost impossible.
Right, and it's totally possible you've got some Twitter executives that took all their sign-on bonuses and their stock options. They don't know what to do with it, but they want to fix their lower back. They only get out of the office at 6, and that's a 1-hour commute. So if we have that conversation, remember we're meeting every 2 weeks, I need to adjust either the marketing or the business, and chances are the customer usually wins, right? So that may mean I'm looking at these sneaky surveys and I'm literally showing you data that says people would have come in if and only if. And then we figure out the next step, because I know the only reason you renew every month is if you have a positive ROI that's obvious and explicit. And so I may have to do some adjustments. You don't have to, you're in charge of your ship. I'm guiding you on this journey, but I have to make recommendations because I know that you won't renew otherwise.
Yeah, and just, it's good because as we're talking about all this stuff, some of the objections might be the hours, or the fact that the number one question I get from people is, do you take my insurance? And what we'll say is, a lot of our patients have insurance. If it's a PPO insurance, you go ahead and bring your card with you and we'll verify your benefits. And then we'll have a conversation about, we can give them a cash discounted rate. We can give them the statements and they can get a refund. They can get paid back from the insurance company, kind of like a tax refund.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I went to a cash practice in 2006 when the economy went to hell. And so, and the insurance was terrible. So I guess we're really limiting the people, because a lot of them, if we don't take their insurance, they're like, they want to find someone that does, but really they're not a good target anyway, because someone that just they might have a high deductible copay, and it's just, we'd rather just go, I guess we need to target the cash paying customers.
Correct. And so there's a lot of ways to do that, which is innate and native to our program. Because when I'm selling $8,000 to $20,000 bikes, it's actually the same thought process about selling wellness packages. You have to identify somebody's problem, use the same language they use to describe their problem, show them the end result, it just costs money. Yeah. And then you show that ad only to people that have the means and the want to pay for it. So my super expensive bike shop ads do not appear all across Miami, but in certain zip codes, and only to people that are interested in bikes. Bang for the buck. It's the same way with your ads. But that only comes as part of running this program. I can't make up the data.
How are your 5 chiropractic offices doing that you're managing currently?
Our best one was right here. In the first month, they got 42 people, which I think is on track with what you want. But like I mentioned before, every single one of my chiropractor patients has ultimately failed because of this program right here, because they don't have the value and don't have the upsell. Also, every single one of my other chiropractor companies is either insurance first or insurance majority. So they have to have this friction-full conversation on saying, you know what, I guess we could do it, but it's like a copay thing and a deductible and things like that. The best businesses that I've worked with are cash first. And the ones with the value ladder.
So I'm probably one of the first cash practices that's been a chiropractor that you've been
correct.
So it's kind of unknown, I would think, a little bit.
It is in the unknown space, but I've been trained on this program at Intel and Ericsson. It's literally the program I was educated on at WashU in St. Louis, University of Chicago. This sucker performs. It's on month-to-month, no long-term agreement with a customer opportunity guarantee. If you don't get at least 30 customer opportunities from the day you signed for me, I pay your next month's bill. And if you don't get 30 customer opportunities that month, I pay your next month's bill again. And that continues until you get 30 customer opportunities, you fire us or we fire you. That's happened once, by the way. And sometimes it happens. It's happened once. Yeah.
So the 30 people come, you're guaranteeing to get 30 people through the door.
No, I'm guaranteeing a 30 customer opportunity. So a customer opportunity is somebody that was identified by Facebook. They're in a serviceable zone. They saw your ad, they clicked on it, they looked at the landing page, they said, I'm in, they typed in their name, number, and email, and sometimes called. I can guarantee that. Just like Toyota guarantees that your car will last for 5 or 10 years. What I can't guarantee is walk-ins, but between the soap opera sequence, the sneaky surveys, the thank you offer, and customer research, I've got some testimonials I think will make a lot of sense for you.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was speaking with Danny, I don't know if I misunderstood what he said, but I had the impression it was 30 people guaranteed to walk through your door. And I can look through my messenger and see if he actually said that or not. But
there may be a misinterpretation, but I will say this. My website has testimonials on its page. And I've got I've got 5 or 6 customers that I call, and then they send the message to you saying like, yes, this is the result that I've gotten. You should hire Jeff. Some of them aren't too psyched about being on the website itself. So that's how I communicate my testimonials. But you can literally see like, they have 6 locations. They get 10 people a month coming into the door. My first chiropractic patient, this is Scott Cohn Chiropractic, turned $800 in ads and $4,200 with the customers. If you only got that, we'd be covering costs. Anything else is marketing free dollars. This is my bike shop customer, 4 walk-ins in the first week, and he sold a $20,000 bike with 1 Facebook ad. What I found is I'm better with cash businesses first that have a attention getting click-worthy act now offer that's worth breaking a habit over. For example, with the car wash, we got 169 leads in less than a month. A carpet cleaning company, 33. Carpet cleaning companies are almost the impossibles. The bike, as an example, this is his Spanish ads, which perform less frequently than English ads, 70, 42. What was your best lead month?
Overall in practice or?
With using Facebook ads.
Facebook ads. I wish I had those numbers. We were getting leads and couple people a day in, I would say, but there was a lot of people coming in, but a lot of the leads were low quality, probably coming out of a poor area. So we were it was a little bit of busy work. So I think I'd be more interested in because I did keep a log of patients that started care and stuck around. And so I just looking at, okay, how many dollars did I put out there and how many dollars came back? And so it was
Correct.
about a 3 to 1 return, spending about, putting out 2,000 and getting 6,000 to 8,000 back.
So that's healthy range, right? This is what you get by buying the Jeff Miller package. It's called the Wallet Out Ready to Buy Button the Seat customer campaign. Facebook ad and targeting is just one of all the parts. Landing page and thank you page, notifications and review, soap opera sequence like we talked about, strategy and support. If you're in my local area, I invite you to our monthly networking luncheon, but you're not, so that's not going to happen. But I also earn my keep and earn my fee by launching your own version of a conversion academy. So what I found is that the biggest challenge for small business owners is twofold. One, getting customers to come back, and number 2, training staff. So we're literally going to have part of our building out a conversion academy, your own mini course, your own mini website portal with your videos about how you're training communicating to your staff and to your clients. This is literally something that I charge $8,000 for, but I found when I bring it in, all of a sudden your conversions work better. So imagine if every single one of your customers had an 8-step video mini course series that helped alleviate their pain, solve their problems, and move them towards their goal. You could charge a lot of dollars for it, and I maintain and keep it updated. And then, by the way, you can upsell super cool stuff as well. We also build out a conversion academy for your sales staff. So this is how you pick up the phone. This is how you answer. Here's an interesting story. This is what I want to embed in my training. I build these out for you as part of my value to you because I know I have to earn my fee and earn my keep. The videos are yours. I will host them inside of our own ClickFunnels account. You can give access to any client, customer, or sales staffer. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So you can see why I charge more and why I end up getting results that make the numbers work a lot more. Because chances are, and I can't see your other account, I can audit it if you'd like as part of our process. Facebook ads are just one of those 7 steps. And it's just like a gym. If you're only doing one of those 7 things, you just won't get long-term results. You literally have to do customer research consistently and effectively to uncover your potential customers' needs, wants, fears, and goals, and then use that to craft a Facebook ad that appeals to it. You then show the ad evenly across all the different ages and genders, find your target customer, and then only show them that ad. The landing page, the thank you page, you understand completely, but a thank you offer gets your phone ringing, along with the stinky service and text notifications and soap opera sequence. Automatic follow-up is baked into it. When would you like your leads to start?
Yeah, and I told Danny right out of the gate that I wasn't gonna, make a purchase until I saw the presentation number 1, understood it better, and then got back from vacation.
No, I'm not asking you to buy,
oh,
right? But when would you like your leads to start?
I would say today, but I'm not ready for that. So,
well, if you'd like, we do offer a 7-day trial. You'll pay a prorated rate. We'll run it for 7 days. If you don't get a blow your mind ROI, then we know it doesn't work. But it's less risk, less chance, and less worry. And we can run it for 7 days. You just pay the smaller prorated invoice, and we get started immediately.
What's the price on that?
Oh, it would just be 4,500 divided by 4, because there's 4 weeks in a year.
Okay.
So 1125.
And today's Tuesday, so what would be the best bang for the buck? Start Monday?
Correct. I just try to keep it even that way. If you say, yes, let's do it, let's just give it a try, I'll send the invoice. You know how to give me admin access to all this stuff. I'll get everything up and running, and we'll push play. And then if you don't get that positive ROI, if you don't get the results, the program wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, I'd be willing, I'd be willing to put 1,100 at it. And like you said, if it brings money back, I can turn around and reinvest it back in.
Correct. Okay.
That way we
so
both have skin in the game on that one.
Correct. And that also will keep me up in the late at night and give me the gray hairs that I've got going on this patch right here.
Well, then, if you saw me, I've been gray since 18, so you just need to catch up.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm just trying to keep up with the times. There's also fun stuff that we can do down the line. I noticed that you've got some awesome videos. I think Amanda, your admin, is on there, right?
I did have, Yelp did the original video, and I think it's on YouTube. That was about 5 years ago.
Gotcha. So Amanda's no longer with you?
No.
Gotcha. All right. So would it be kosher to use that video for marketing or not really?
You can. They tried to use it before, and they said it wasn't a good return, but I think you're way more experienced than the other guys. The feeling I got from the other guys is they all been to the same seminar because they're sending me the same Facebook Messenger deals. And now because I added all these chiropractors, and then all of a sudden I got all these people wanting to do Facebook ads for me. And it was the same exact script.
The copy and paste email, the copy and paste script, and probably a video of them waving to get your attention. You are 100% correct. They all went to the seminar. I was there. But what I found is that the way you stand out is providing results and being open and honest with the way you work. Everyone really likes popping the hood and seeing how a car functions. And it's this level of transparency and honesty that gets me clients and customers.
I really like the video. I've gotten great compliments on it. And I think if you could do something with that, I think that would, I'm in it, so I think it's attractive.
So it's not on your YouTube. It's probably on their YouTube or something, right?
At one point, I had it on my website, and then someone else told me to take it off there, so I did. But I'll probably end up putting it back on the website.
Gotcha. So this is it right here.
Yeah.
There's you. There's the spine. I think Amanda shows up later on.
There's Amanda.
So this was made by Yelp.
Yeah, they came in and I signed up for their advertising, so they said they'd come out and do a professional video.
Well, the quality is there 100%. Like you can always tell right off the bat when like the background is fuzzy and you're in focus, you're like, that looks good.
You know what's crazy is the day before, you know, this was 5 years ago, I went through a divorce. The day before that, I was in marriage counseling, just devastated. And my ex-wife, who's the office manager, she wasn't in the video. So I was a little humble that day, a little bit more humble than normal.
Gotcha. So not as exciting and enthusiastic and motivated as we'd like to be.
You can, yeah. And I just noticed I didn't even have my wedding ring on at that point. So,
gotcha. All right. So this is what we can do. I can send you an invoice for the 1125. We'll get started ASAP, and then within 7 days, we'll know for sure if you're getting the bang for the buck or if the numbers are moving in the right direction. Like I mentioned before, there's some time to move things in the right direction, but I'm confident that using these processes, you're going to find a bang for your buck within those 7 days and want to hire me on for long term. If not, I understand we gave it an honest try. It's much better risking this than risking $4,500 a month plus.
Yeah, I can afford to lose 1,100. 4,500 make me sick.
Gotcha. Understood. What else can I do you for before we bring this to an end?
I guess you're probably gonna have a list of things that you need from me as far as
correct. So I'll need access to your Facebook page, which I will request. I'm going to need your old emails, the current customers, future customers, target customers, everyone you've done business with. And what I'd like you to brainstorm tonight is an attention-getting click-worthy Act Now offer. Now, the format for that, which I will send to you, but we'll discuss right now, is very rarely the $21 offer, because that'll get people coming in once, and it's not a huge dollar amount. That's enough. And you get so many leads and few little conversions, which is part of your frustration. So I want you to create an offer that's the 49, 119, and 175. And I want you to be so obvious and explicit with this that you're talking to me like I'm an idiot. Like, I got to be in elementary school. You got to talk to me like that. Like, for example, with the $49 offer, consultation, examination, doctor report findings, you know that stuff, right? But 18-point pain check, is that on there? Are we talking like a 25-minute massage? I want you to avoid what I call the number 2 McDonald's problem. Like, stop referring to your internal thoughts as a number 2 and start talking about the Big Mac, fries, and Coke, the ball pit, the drive-through, and the money back guarantee. So just kind of ballpark these 3 ideas of 49, a 119, and 175. And we're going to make sure that we find an audience, test it, and get you the results that you want.
Okay. So, yeah, because typically, you know, my office is really small. I got low overhead. I'm about 500 square feet. And I used to have x-ray in my office. So I don't, this is just for you so that you know exactly I can give you an idea what the lead's going to, what they're going to see happen is they'll come into the office. Got a really good feel to the office. We have a therapy dog here, things like that. The dog, people love the dog. You almost get sick of the dog, but it's all good. But they'll come in. The first day we'll gather information, find out all about them, send them out for a film. They'll go get the film, come back. I'll do a treatment, and then I'll send them home, see how they did. And they come back, I give them a full-blown report, findings, telling them exactly what's wrong, why is it wrong, is it fixable, patchable, all that. So I've been doing that for about 5 years for $99.
Okay.
And that works pretty good. But what do you recommend as far as the different levels of pricing? Like, so I don't have massage or anything like that.
Gotcha. So what we're going to have a conversation then about, and I have to drop in about 6 minutes. I've got somebody else coming in. But in our limited time, the value ladder. So this is where they get an adjustment. So let's just say an adjustment.
All right.
You're doing other things as well. We just don't know them yet. So tell me about your wellness package. Do you have a $21 seminar program? Do you have like an inner circle, talk to the doc type things? What are we talking about?
It's kind of like a gym membership, whether they want to come in once. One thing, it's $160 a month. They come in once a week for an adjustment.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do we have nutritional packages? Do we have like diabetic care? Do we have?
No, we're just strictly chiropractic at this point.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do some research and figure out what else we can run. But just kind of keep in mind, think like we've already got $100 program, but think about what would we do for 175 and what would we do for 49. That's essentially close to 50, 100, and $200. I'm doing a plus or minus ish. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You'll message me tomorrow and we'll get those offers up and running on Monday.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks so much for your time. By the way, I'm going to give you a link to our Google Drive. That's where I drop in all the communications, including a recording of this session.
Okay, and you have my email already?